Wowzer, wowzer world.
We're live. All right, guys. What's going on? What's going on? I'm sorry, guys, that I'm a little late today. I had to go pick up the little one from school, but we are getting started with our caricature live stream. Just wanted to let you guys know a few things before we get started. If you're new here, my name is Mr. Rouser or Harry, whichever one floats your boat, right? um, I'm a professional caricature artist. What I do for this is my 9 to 5. This is my practice time, so I've decided to take my practice time and also use it as teaching time, right? So if you're wanting to learn more about caricature, you are certainly in the right place. Hey, Tammy, how are you? Tammy, just wanted to say hello. Oh, also, thank you so much for helping us toward our new computer goal, guys. I got a little chart here that'll tell you kind of where we're at on that, but I'll get to that in just a minute. Also, while we're doing the stream today, we're going to be doing eyes and noses. So I'm going to be practicing some eyes and noses, and then some other miscellaneous things. I kind of skip around a lot doing my stream, so it's very spontaneous type of a thing. So you guys just kind of stick around with me. Up top here, you'll see I got some eyes here. I actually saw these online and I liked them, but I put my own spin on them. So I'm going to be practicing these a little bit and incorporating them into my caricature drawings. Let me see here. If you wish to tip, man, guys, tips are awesome. So if you feel like today I'm showing you something that, hey, that, helped you out with your caricatures, then you can also tip, guys. You can do so through the Cash App, which I'll put that here for you guys. I forgot to put that, but it's on my stream. If you guys are on Instagram, then you probably won't be able to see that. So I'll just put it here. It's $ Rouser World if you wish to tip. So thank you so much. As far as our computer part go, guys, we're making some leeway. That's good. We're at 125. Thank you so much, Tammy, again for helping us out with that. So if you guys want to donate toward that, guys, this is our goal right here, and hopefully we'll be able to meet that here pretty soon. So other than that, guys, that's all the announcements I have. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start by practicing some eyes. As you can see here, I've already been practicing. And one of the things, the eyes are the mirror to the soul. So you want to have a lot. Let's put this here to the side. Just put it here just for right now. And so it's very important that you get your eyes correctly. You know what I mean? So we're going to, first off, I'm gonna go over here and we're gonna get some people out. I'm gonna pull most of my people from my little pad here. Okay, hey, what's going on? Hey, Curtis, what's going on? How are you? All right, Deputy Mario. All right, well, you're in the right place. You want to learn how to do this. All right, let me see. So let's what do you say we work with Pinterest today? I have Pinterest on here. Let me just go ahead and open it up for you. Okay, so we'll put this. So we got a bunch of different little faces here, and then what I do is I just kind of tap on the one that I like here. Let's see. I guess we can start with her, maybe. Let's see if it'll let me make it bigger. Okay, so you guys should be able to see that face pretty good. So we're going to kind of first warm up with a few eye shapes, all right? So I'm going to start off with, we'll go with 1 through 34. And so those are the top ones right here that you see. So this is really cool. I like the anime look of the eye. In fact, I just recently did a Beyonce picture, right? If you guys haven't seen that. And I like the way they do these eyes. So I'm just going to practice this one here. Just kind of come around. So this is like you make a little dark line around the outside like this. I like this one. Okay, and then you can see here little round circle. You do your circle right here. All right. And then you can do like this here. And we're gonna do just a couple of them. So we did that's number 1 here. And then we'll try it again real quick, okay? Because when you practice, you want to practice just going through the same motion over and over again until it kind of gets robotic for you. Okay? See here? Now this one, let's see. And then you can put your own little spin on it, right? So we'll do like 3. You can always put like a little line over the top of it like this or whatever have you. Let's try it one more time here. Okay, so if you guys got your pencil, go ahead and try that with me. All right, let me see here. Okay. Yeah. So those are pretty cool. Now we're gonna go to let's go to number 2. Number 2 is the one like directly underneath it. So we'll go over here to this one here, number 2. All right. And then we'll do something like this. Now this one doesn't have as deep of a curve at the top. I notice is really more straight up here, right? It has a darker pupil shape. These are really good for female caricatures. I really had liked the way the one with the Beyonce came out. And I'll show you the one that I used on that one. So this one has a little straight line here, right? Okay, then we're coming around again. And then we're going to do our little shape here. Okay. All right. We'll just do 2 of those. How about that? Okay, let me see here. Let's go to this one. Now, number 13, a little bit different. It doesn't have as thick of a line around it. That's this one here. So we'll just go to number 13. It's the same shape really, but the lines are a lot finer. So it kind of does like this. And then it's more squared down here. And I like the way they did that. They did a little pie type thing right here. Okay, try that one more time. And then we're going to try to do some eyes in relationship to some people. Okay, so this is just my warm up here. I wonder if I can just do like this. Maybe that'll be easier, like a little Pac-Man. Yeah, I'm always experimenting with different eyes. I don't like to do the eyes the same in every drawing. So now for this one here, you'll see that she has a bit of a downturn in the eye. So if we look at this eye right, if we look at this will be like the eye would do for her. See number 25? Watch this right here. So I already got I warmed up. We'll come back and do some more eyes here like this, but I want to go ahead and we're just going to try to do the eyes and the eyebrows and try to see if we can get it to match off in there. So let's go ahead and do that real quick, okay? So we'll put this one over here just to the side and we'll come back into it momentarily. Ooh, there's some thing on that. And let me see here. Oh yes. Okay, so I'm gonna switch over to a little Sharpie here for you, a little Sharpie action. All right, so watch what we're gonna do here. right? So we're doing her face real quick. Okay, then we're gonna use this eye shape here, so watch. See? Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing to this eye, but we're gonna make it a little bit smaller since it's at a 3/4 view. Right? Okay, and then we will do, it looks like it has like a little line here, and then a little line here, and a little line here, and a little line there, right? And then we will mm-hmm. Oh, I kind of messed up on that nose, but that's okay. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I still can dig it. I went too hard on it. I should have made those little. Gosh, can I fix that? I think I can. Yeah, I fixed it. How about that? Okay, now this is what we're gonna do here. I could have made that one a little bit bigger too, but all right. Give me just a second, guys. I'll be right back. Hold on one second. What?
Is that music playing super loud?
Yes.
They're probably not going to be able to hear you on Instagram.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they can hear me because I got my. It's right there next to my what's the name? But
Yeah, but that music is super loud.
okay, that's fine.
Okay, well, I'll see.
All right. All right, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, did y'all get all that conversation? She was saying my music was too. Can you guys hear me on Instagram with the with that? Was the music too loud where you couldn't hear me? I'm trying to read. Y'all excuse me. I'm trying to read the Instagram comments. Okay. Let me see. Can you guys just give me a thumbs up or something like that? Let me know if you can hear on Instagram, or if my music is too loud for you to hear my voice. Okay. Anyway, I'll wait for you guys to. I know on YouTube we're fine, but I just wanted to make sure we were okay on Instagram. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Let's keep going here with this one here, guys. So we're going to finish with our little, put some really extreme eyelashes here. Right. I like those. I like the way that one came out. She got a little thing right there. Whoop, whoop, right. Okay. And now we can just do like that. So that'll work for this particular drawing, you know, where the eyes have that downturn to them. So you can make them at any size you want. I decided on this picture to turn hers up a little bit. I can add a little bit of shadow or whatever. Let's see here. I really don't want to add too much more shadow. I really could have got away with doing more of a clear eyeball shape. Something more like, let me see. Let me see if they has something else here that might have worked. No, that was more of a sleepy look. So I think we did pick the right one. I just think all I had to do was make the pupil more penetrating in that one. But other than that, I think it's pretty cool. I like these anime eyes. The reason I like them, I don't draw them exactly like the anime, but I like them because of the very dedicated shapes, and because I have a background in like I drew a lot of graffiti art when I was a kid. So this kind of reminded me of that a little bit. So I tried to incorporate them into my caricatures a little bit to see how it would work out for me. I think she has some freckles here, so we can add some freckles, right? Right, like that. And then we can add some little bit of shadow work here. A little shadow work here, right? Just over the eyes, right? Some little lipstick here. 1, 2, 3, right? Just like that. And then we can come back here with here we go. We got a little crayon here. Some crayon action. Right? Some Crayola. Right? And then we'll go ahead and we'll color that in right there. Awesome. Yes. Don't forget, guys, if you want to take a class with me, I do offer online classes. So if you want to be one of my new estudiantes, I'm taking on new students, right? You guys come over and check us out. Rouserworld.com/classes. If you're watching on Instagram or whatever, you can just go to, all of our information is in the contact page of the Instagram, so you should be able to find us from there. And there we go. I could have made her forehead a little bit more pointy here, but I don't know. What do you think? Maybe a little bit more pointy, like right here. Like that. Yeah, a little bit more pointy. Anyway, I think that one worked out pretty good. Let's try somebody else. All right, let's see here. What about... let me see here. You can try... Nope, that's not a... Doesn't look like he's going to... Some of them won't let you go right to the picture. And interesting faces here. Let's see what that says. Okay. So we can try this one right here. He looks pretty pissed off. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. So let's put that aside. Again, guys, if you feel like you're benefiting from the stream, thank you so much, man. Tips are certainly appreciated. And also, guys, we are working toward getting a new computer part. So if you guys want to help us out with the computer part, this is our goal. We are at $125 that we raised online so far. So if you guys want to donate toward that, man, thank you so much in advance. I figured it'd be a cool trade-off. I'll give you a couple of art lessons. You help us out, right? Okay, so thank you so much. You guys have been awesome, being swell. Let's go ahead and go to our next drawing. I'm just going to flip this over here. Now with this one, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with, what kind of eyes go with this one? Is he, let me see here. You know what kind of eye shape I see for this guy? I see something like this. I don't know why. That's what I see. Let me see. I see something. What would fit there? Something kind of like, I see something like this right here. Something like that. See that eye shape right there? We're going to make it fit. First, we're going to do, what we're going to do first, we're going to do the head shape first. Okay, so that's our bottom shape right there. So I'm going to hold up real quick so you guys can follow me on that one. Okay, and then we're going to do our ear shape here. Are you ready? All right, let's rock and roll. So we're going to do our ear shape here. This is a very round ear shape. Okay, so that's how we would form the ear shape there. Okay. Then we're going to draw this shape here. It's going to be shaped like a little R shape. Okay. And then we're going to do a C shape here. Okay. Now, what are we going to do next? We're going to go to the eyebrow shape. So what I'm not looking at that curve. I'm looking at the brow shape. So what I'll do is I'll come from the brow shape and I'll go on around. We'll worry about putting the eyes in just a minute. Then we'll come over here and we'll do the same thing. Okay. And let me see. And from there, we will go to the forehead shape. So it's going to be up shape. And then it looks like his head just kind of goes back like this. And then over here, it kind of does a little shape like this. And then I'm going to try my best to get this head shape right. Sometimes when you do short hair, it's harder to get that head shape right, but I'm going to try it. Okay, like that. Look, I pretty much nailed that one. Okay. So this one, this eye shape, I'm going to go down with and up. And then this one, I'm going to make it up. So it appears to be a little bit higher than that one, right? Okay. Now, let's see here. Let's go with this eye shape. So we're gonna put our eyes right here. So this is the eye shape that I decided on. Let's see how well it works. Okay, so we're going to do something like this. Not too big on this one, though. Okay. Okay, something like that. See it? And then I'm going to do this eye shape here. Again, I'm not going to go too heavy on the lines. Okay. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and we'll draw our pupil shapes. Okay. So we don't want the same pupil that's in here. We got to change it out. So we need the pupil to look more like, really more like where it's kind of a, let me show you. Let me see if I can find one like that. Really more like this pupil. See how it's got like a little bit of the pupil showing and it's kind of hanging from the top. So that's kind of what we want here. We want a shape that's not per se hanging from the top all the way, but kind of like this, right? And then this one here be kind of hanging from the top, but it'll come all the way down a little, right? And then we'll do this, right? But we'll have a little light circle at the end of it, you see? So we'll do this here again, and then we'll put our little circle here, and then we'll color this part in right here. Okay, you see that? Now all we gotta do is put this little line over the top. Boom. Boom, right? Okay. And we can add some more little hairs in here if we want to make it a little bit more, right? All right. Then we'll do something like this with the nose shape. So we want to do okay, and then we're going to come over here and we'll okay. I like to practice slow, you know, this way I know, you know, I can do all the fast stuff when I'm at work, but I want everything to go slow. This way it's like I'm getting that understanding of what I'm drawing, you know what I mean? There's no rush. You're in your studio, you're just chilling out, right? Okay, now we're going to go here to the lip shape. Now watch this. So we'll do like a little, let me see, we can do this. Okay, so that's the middle line. Then I'll come here and he got kind of full lips right up top. And then we'll do this shape down here at the bottom. Okay. And now what we got to do is hit this beard and mustache up, right? So go real slow with it. Okay. And then we'll go down here. Okay. Now let me see here. Okay. For the longest time, that used to confuse me when I got here to this curve. You know, you'll see some artists do like that hard curve in there, but I wasn't thinking that it was leading into a shape versus I was just going at it. You know what I mean? I would just put the curve and not look at the brow and that shape as something that kind of went together. You know what I mean? So that seeing it this way has really helped me out. All right, and then we just kind of come down here and we draw our neck shape. All right. Okay. Okay. And now let's darken in the eyebrows some. And I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll use just a regular, like a bigger marker here to kind of do this right here. Again, guys, thank you so much for coming out to the stream today. I'm glad to have you. My name is Harry. I'm a professional caricature artist. I draw at parties and events, and I'm also a teacher online, so I teach caricature. So you can take classes with me online. You can go to rouserworld.com/classes, right? Where I'll teach you, how to do caricature. This is not, oh, let's get this crayon back out, right? Got a crayon for you guys, Crayola, right? And then we'll just throw a quick little fade in there. So we'll use the side of our crayon, do a little light fade in there. I like to use crayons sometimes, especially live, because they can do all kinds of gradients, to the hair. And then we'll come back and we'll add some shadows and stuff, right? But you see how that put it down, but it didn't make it too powerful where it's competing with the mustache, So we can come back here with this gray, right? Boom. Boom. Right here. Yeah. Yeah. Like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then we'll come over here and all right. Now this top lip, what I just do is I just kind of mirror the shape that I drew. So I want to get that disparity between the top and bottom lip. So I'll just do something like that. Right? Put me a little shadow right here. And in caricature, you really only have to use like two different angles. Either you can use the forward facing angle or the 3/4 view. Pretty much that's the only angle you'll ever need. All the extra stuff you see them do on TikTok, you don't have to do all of that to do a cool caricature. In fact, it's been my experience most times people like the simple and plain. Sometimes I'll get people to ask me to do one where I kind of wreck the face a little bit, right? But I'm not a face wrecker. Oh, you know what's going on here? I need to do this. I need to add those points up there like that. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Tammy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hold up. So we're a little bit closer now. So let's see where we at. I guess we can go up some, and we're at 150. Wait. What is that? 145. Excuse me. 145. All right, guys. So if you want to help us reach our goal, we're on. If you're on Instagram and you want to give toward our new streaming computer, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We need this part desperately, and we're trying to raise the money for it, guys. So if you want to help us out, man, thank you so much. If you feel like you're benefiting from the stream today, so I think I'm just going to finish out by adding a little bit of. Let me put this over here. Thanks a lot, Tammy. I appreciate you. All right, I'm just going to add a little bit of squiggly line out here. This is how you give it that little 3D effect right there. But other than that, man, I think the drawing came out rather good. Okay. And then, so we're finished with that one. And we're going to go ahead and go to another face. Okay. Did I draw that slow enough for you guys? Can everybody see on the Instagram over here? Let me make sure everybody can see here. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Okay, so let's see who we got next. We did a guy here. Let's do that seems like an interesting face. Well, they say these are all interesting faces. That looks interesting right there. Let me see. Ooh, that looks like a challenge. Let's try it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and get out another sheet of paper here. this one here over to the side. All right, and again, we're practicing on our taking our eye shape. So we're looking for the eye that kind of feels like the eye we want in the picture. Okay, now this eye right here, you know what this one feels like to me? This is what her eye feels like right here. I'm not going to even look no further. You see that shape right there? That's the shape I'm looking for. I can't see anything else that looks like it. Right off the back, that was the one that felt like it the most to me, because it looks very innocent, and she has an innocent looking eye. So we can go with this one, or no, not that one, because it's got too much over the top of the eye. You see where her eyes are not, they're not dominant around the top of the eye. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to put too much dominant there. Well, I don't know. It might work. Now this one could work too. See this one right here, number 41. Look at that one. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it with both and see what happens. Okay, let me downsize this a little bit. All right. Where would I start on this one? I would start with, again, I can start with my face shape, with my actual head. I can start with the inner features first. So let's do this. She has, I don't know if I'm gonna get this right or not, but let me see. Okay, and let's see those eyes real quick. Let's do some. You see that innocence that it has in it? It's kind of like a, and I've changed up the pupil in there a little bit too, so it's a little bit more like this. And then over the top, I would do like a deeper. And I'll leave the eyelashes really thin on that one. And then she has like some little, maybe about 3 lashes I'll put on the end. Make it 4, but make them real thin. And then I'll do something like this. Let me see. Okay. All right, and then we'll go with our chin shape here. All right. Oh, no. Okay. Well, yeah, I still can get away with it because all I got to do is this right here. All right. And then come out here. Got to make sure I leave plenty of dead space. Okay, and then we'll put this ear shape in here. This is how you get good at drawing with just a marker. You practice slow, methodical at home, and then it'll get faster to you when you're out and doing your drawings at live events. All right, so this is just going to kind of curve in here. I'm just going to do like that, and then what I'll do here, she has like her head kind of bends out and then comes down here, so I'm going to pay attention to that real closely. See how it just does like this, and then here you'll see the hair kind of just does some number like this. So it kind of goes here, and then it wraps around like that. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. And then this part just kind of wraps around to the side of the head. And then we're going to do one shape here. So we want this to be one big shape. So I'm going to try to nail this shape here. I don't know. Something like that. And then this will be like a thinner part. So I'll use a light line here that tapers back into the forehead. And then we need another shape over here that kind of goes back. So it kind of wraps around like this. So I would do like this. And then I'll come back here and go into the head shape with a light line. And then I'll just go here. Let me see, let's back up here. And then we will, I wouldn't bring the neck from all the way back here. Maybe, let's see how that will look. Okay, I guess I could, right? And then I'm thinking that the neck is coming from here and going like this. So this is the angle that I'm going to take. I'm going to use a lighter line here. Okay. Something like that. Okay. And then I'll just do something like this here. I'll tell you what, I know she got that on. We'll just give her a little necklace or something. It looks kind of bare right there. So just something to end the picture off with, right? And then we got this little, she got like a little wrinkle right there over the top of the head. Couple right here. Not too much. Right? Sometimes when we draw older people, we might tend to put too many wrinkles because we feel like we're not doing nothing if we don't put them wrinkles in there. So you don't have to do that. Okay, and then we have over here a little, even though we can't see it, so we just put a light line right there. Okay. Mark, what paper do I use? This is a 18 this is an 8x11 sheet of paper. This is just regular copier paper, so you can get regular copier paper and to practice with. But when I'm live, I use an 18 by 12 sheet of paper to do my live drawings on. Yeah. All right, guys, and thanks a lot. If you are wanting to tip, if you're on Instagram, you can tip guys at Cash App, $Rouser World. If you guys are on YouTube, you can also tip through Cash App. You can also do the super chat if you're familiar with how that works. All you got to do is hit the little button on the bottom. If you feel like you're benefiting from the stream, thank you so much, guys. We are trying to work toward our new computer part for our stream. So this is where we're at right now. Our goal is going to be $500 for us to get to it. So I just wanted to put it out there, guys, in case you wanted to help us out with that if you're a regular attendee of the stream. Okay, so let's go ahead and get back into it. Let me put some shadows here. So we're just going to do a little bit of shadow. Okay, again, guys, I'm using these eyes up here and I'm getting kind of an idea for them. You see how that eye looks very innocent right there, and how it looks, her eye looks very innocent here. So what I did was I used I used that as the main focus as far as my eyes are concerned to help me to come up with this picture. I think it came out pretty good. So I'm just going to add a little bit of shadow here, and then we're going to go on to our next picture. Okay. Okay. A little shadow here. Shadow here. pen. Then I just make some little light lines here. Okay. Do like a little fade off in there. All right. Okay, and I think we are done with this picture right here. Again, the most important thing with this is you can't go like how we went real hard on these lashes, on this lash line here. You would want to go a lot lighter with this, because if you go too dark, then you're going to take away almost the plain appearance of her eyes, which is a huge part of her caricature. It's really the simplicity of her face. I find some caricature artists have a real hard time drawing simple faces like that. People that say there's nothing really to grab onto, so they have it hard. They feel like it's a little bit harder. So just line weight's going to be really important with this one. Okay, so hopefully you guys are able to follow along on that drawing. This is our 3rd drawing that we've done. All right, I think we got time for maybe, what time is it? It is 5:17. Okay. All right. Oh, this might be a good time. We can do some older people. What about her? Some senior pictures, right? Okay, let's see what we can do here. Now here, again, let's look at what kind of eyes we could use there. What do her eyes feel like to me? They feel... She has a air of intensity to her eyes, but also a very smallness of it almost, like a... I'll tell you what, I would just go with this. I could kind of make up my own one based off of the style that I'm seeing here. I don't see one that I per se like for her. I think I can see this. I can see the angle on the eye is very southwardly. Something like let me see. No, not like that. I'm trying to see what I can find here. Okay, I know what I'll do. I'll just go with it, right? All right, let's put this one over here. All right, let's see here. And with this one, I'm gonna use this marker here. Okay. So let's see. Hey, what's going on, Yoshi? How are you? How are you? All right, let's see here. Now with this one, I'll go real light on the eyebrows. I'll go real tiny on the eyes. So I would do a shape that's very southerly like this. Okay. And then I'll do the same thing over here. Right? Something like that. See how light my lines are right here? Okay. And then a lot of lightness, a lot of light lines. Now over here, she got a little bit of a heavier line than on the other side, right? You can see here, she got that little heaviness over the eye right there. And then right here, right, we'll just see that. And now I've learned quite a bit based off of the ones I've already done where the error of my ways was. Man, now that is her eyes right there. Woo, okay. Right on, Rouser. Pat yourself on the back. All right, now what we're gonna do here, we're gonna get a nose shape here that we like. So, you know what? I'm gonna go with a light line. She has a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a very teardrop shaped nose, and then this part right here is like a mm-hmm. Okay. And then we will do her mouth shape. So we'll go ahead and again with this drawing, line control is a must. If you don't control your lines, you won't be able to do this drawing. It's going to be darn near impossible, no matter how well you establish features. You got to get that line work on this one. Okay, I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna go further in on it. Boom, boom, like that. All right, and then I'm gonna go around here, and then I'm gonna go back from that line there, very light, like this. And then we want this shape here. Okay. You don't want too many lines. Again, right? So let's go ahead and let's do our shape, right? So we got a shape like this. And that's the one shape right there. So you can kind of see it comes down through here before it splits off into this other little situation, right? Okay. And then over here, we got like a tidal wave almost, like it's kind of like that. Then we got another shape. Okay. And then here. Okay. And then we're gonna kind of flip this up right here. Okay. And then let me see, we got our next shape here. Something like that. Okay. And then our hand shape here, we'll try to, so as she got like a little ring on her finger, so that'll give us like a cool little benchmark, right, to go by. And then we'll have 1, 2, 3, like that. I don't know if she has a little bracelet there, right? Okay. Okay. Of course, I'm trying to make things fit as I go along. Okay. Now let's add some wrinkles. All right. So we don't have to go crazy on the wrinkles. Okay. So watch. We'll just put like, again, line weight. Look at my line weight. Almost non-existent, right? It's almost like I'm just grazing my hand across the paper a little bit. Here I'm just going to do a shape. 1, right there, just a little bit, right? Then we'll come over here. Watch. Mm-hmm. Okay. So really that's all of the line work we done now. She doesn't, like, again, she doesn't have a lot of eyelashes and all that stuff. So you really don't want to put all that in there. I mean, if you want to put a few, you can put like three really light ones, like that, where it's not too much, but it's just real. Okay. Now, come back here and we'll get this other little marker here. And I'm hoping you guys can see there on Instagram. Hopefully I got a good shot for you. Okay. You guys let me know if you can't really see. Let me look. Okay, I think we got a pretty good one. Okay. And let me wave at you guys. Hello. Hello. Okay. All right. Okay, a little bit of lightness here. And then we'll put this little shadow right here. A little shadow right around the eye. Okay. Okay, let me see here. Okay. Again, that's the key to drawing the seniors. You gotta, especially when they have the gray hair and the salt and pepper hair. If I would have just went crazy on my lines here, there's no way I could have gotten the likeness that I wanted. So practice on your line weight. It's going to really help you out. Okay. I don't really see anything else I can do here. Okay. All right, so it looks like we are done on that one. All right. All right. All right. So we're done. Don't forget to sign your work, right? How long should a pen last? Well, if you use your pen correctly, I usually can average, if I take one Crayola, I could probably get about 10, maybe about 10 drawings out of a marker. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast when you're drawing, and this is for Frank. When you're drawing caricatures, you're gonna burn through some markers. I mean, but look at the bright side. Pretty much most of your overhead is going to be your markers, and then after that, everything is pretty much, in your paper. And then maybe if you get like a little setup or whatever, I have a lot of little like different things I bought for my setup in case I have an event. But yeah, generally maybe about 10 drawings 15. And another thing is to make your markers last longer, you want to we can put this over here. To make your markers last longer, you want to don't avoid pressing them like this straight to the paper. Like this. Like using your marker like this. Avoid doing that. If you do put a little bit of pressure on it, you know what I mean? With these especially, because if you look at it, it kind of has see how it has a bullet tip on it, right? Which means you can use the sides of the marker, and then you can lightly tilt to the front to get it to do your straight line. So it's going to be a lot of you tilting your marker backwards and forwards like this. So if I'm doing let's just say I want to do a heavy profile line, right? I could go here. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to go with a heavier profile line. Okay. You can do something heavier, but then you can also, from that same angle, you can accomplish something very light like this. Or you can go from a thick line, and then when you go to that thick line, then you back off, and then you can go into a lighter line. You get what I'm saying? So you got to learn how to do a lot of that when you're drawing. So that's a good practice to do. Just go for with your thick, then whip it, and then pause, and then go to your lighter line. Pick up your hand off the paper. It's kind of hard to go from that line here and then go to the thinner one. I mean, I can do it, but you want to, if you're just beginning, you can go to your thinner lines like that. That's what makes for more depth in your drawing as well. So, all right, let's see here, guys. All right, don't forget, guys, tips are appreciated. You guys are benefiting from the stream today. Thank you so much in advance. Let's pick one more face, and then after that, guys, we're going to go ahead and start getting into our word of the day. And I'm going to let you guys get out of here, okay? Let me see here. I'm trying to find a face. Well, who should I finish out with? Let's look. I want to do somebody with some glasses on or something. Something interesting. Dun, 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 dun. Uh-oh. Look at that. She got some glasses. She has a really... I'm trying to get somebody that's smiling, though. Let me see. Everybody smiling. Oh, okay. Here we go. Everybody got glasses on here. Look at that face right there. I like that because it's plain. Right? She got plain face. Let's see if we can get that face. Let's see. Yeah, most times you should be able to get at least 10. At least 10 faces, Okay, let me see here. So we're going to go here and we're going to do our head shape, right? Let me see here. I got a little thing on my tip here. Okay. All right, here we go. And one shape up here. Let me see here. Hmm. Try to do a little exaggeration on that one. Starting to warm up a little bit. Starting to feel it. Okay. All right. And now let's she didn't have a lot of lashes, but I'll add some down lashes on her because I don't want to make them too curved around because then that would be contrary to her picture. Now I like the way those eyes came out because what I did here was I started with the outside of the eye to give myself kind of a boundary. So that's something that you can use in your repertoire, right? Is to, I'll show it to you in slow-mo. And then we'll go ahead, guys, and we'll start getting wrapped up here. Okay. Little Crayola. Okay. I don't know. Something like that. Okay. So what I was just explaining to you with the eyes again was that you can take whoever you're drawing, you can start with the boundary first. Like let's say we had, I don't know if this face will let me, but let's say we had this face right here. We're looking just at the eyes. So it's easier sometimes when you think about it like so this is her eyebrow, right? Okay. Now watch the boundary that I set up. Watch. So I set it up to tell me how far out everything goes, and then I kind of work back in to the eye itself, and then I build it toward the eye, and it keeps me from using lines that are too prominent. You know what I'm saying? So start here and then work this way. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Okay? So, and then you can add eyelashes or whatever. Here we can do it again. Let's look at all of them. They all pretty much have the same eyes. Let's see if we can find something that mix it up a little bit. Her eyes are oh no, that's not the same one. Let me see. These eyes here. Nope, it's not a. Some of them won't let you go right to the picture. So let me see. What about this one? Nope. Oh boy. Let me see. Ah, there we go. All right, with these eyes here, same concept, right? What are they feeling? Right? And then if I'm drawing my eyes here, I'm saying, okay, you can see here that they're doing something like this. Okay. See, I got my boundary. That makes it easier for me to put my eyes in here. Then come in here. And then here. And then we add a little bit of darkness on this line. That. Okay, so you can see that's how you get that in there. Okay. And even when you practice, if you got these eyes over here, these are the ones we were practicing from. You can take the same ones, and that's how you. Since this only has one eye, if you want to incorporate that style, let's say we want to do number 20. Let's say we want to do number 16, right? You only have one eye there. Well, then what can you do with that? You can put whatever kind of eyebrows you want, like. And then you'll just do like you'll go with the outside of the eye. So we're going 1, 2, something like this. Right? Then we'll come back and we'll put this part. Whatever have you. It's an anime eye, right? And then once you have that, then you shoot it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can come over with this line here if you want. Right? Whatever. Right? Okay. So anyway, guys. Hey, what's going on, Cherish? How are you today? What's going on? Yo, oh, real quick, guys, I forgot to tell you a rather important announcement. I'm going to be moving the stream on Wednesday. I'm going to be moving the stream from Wednesday to Tuesday. And the reason that I'm doing that is because it will take some pressure off of me to have to stop the stream, go pick up my kids from school, all the other things that go on Wednesday. Plus, I'm gonna be doing my word of the day here in just a second. So I'm gonna be terminating the stream. But before we go, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick my quick word of the day. But it's gonna be just a lot easier for me. So the stream will be at the same time, but it'll just be on Tuesdays from now on instead of Wednesday. Okay, so I hope I didn't just mess up anybody's schedule. But if I did, I certainly apologize for that. So we're going to go ahead, guys, and I think that's pretty much all the drawing we're going to do for today. I'm going to go ahead and get into my word of the day. So if you guys will give me a moment, I'm going to go ahead and get everything prepared. And I'll be right back in just a second. All right, so give me a minute. Again, guys, if you wish to tip, you can tip through Cash App. It's at $ Browser World. We are trying for you guys that have been here with me for a while. We are trying to get a new part for the computer, and the old clunker's kind of glitzing out on me. So we're trying to raise the money for that. So if you want to give toward that, guys, thanks a lot in advance. Right now, you guys have given a total of $145. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it so far. And again, if you want to help us out with that, you can do so. Appreciate it. So let me go ahead, guys, and get into my word of the day. I have an e-group on Tuesday. What time is the e-group, Cherish? And what I may do, what time is your e-group at? Because what I might wind up doing is moving the stream to a later time. So what time is it at? Let me know. Do I always only draw the gums? What do you mean? Like, 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 6 o'clock my time. 7 p.m. Well, okay. I was thinking, because if the stream time didn't change, I would be more on time. Then it would be from 3:30 to 5. So if you'd like to, I mean, you might be able to still do it. I don't know, but it'll be from 3:30 to 5. 3:30, 4:30, 4:30 to 5. Yeah, it'll be 3:30 to 5, which will give you 2 hours to get to you. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. I keep forgetting Eastern time. So Eastern time is 6 o'clock. Well, it's still an hour between that time and that time. I'm definitely going to have to take that in consideration with you being my moderator too. So I don't know. I may have to stay with a Wednesday for right now. I don't know then. The gums and not the teeth. No, do you always only draw the gums and not the teeth? No, I always draw. I draw the teeth and the gums at the same time. You mean, do I always draw, like when I draw the mouth, it all depends on what I want to do. If I want to do this, then I can draw my teeth here, and I can draw my gums here, and then the gums here, and the teeth here. So it all depends. If I want to do bigger gums, right? I can do something like this, and then I can. But you'll never really you'll almost never catch me doing this. But like this, I can do this. I can make a gum line down here. All right. All right. It's all it all depends. Oh no! I don't have any now. As far as I don't draw lines in my teeth. I never draw lines. I never draw lines in the teeth unless it's necessary. Like if they got a gap in their teeth, and then I use those very sparingly. You'll never, ever come here and see me draw like ones on that you see on TikTok. I don't. I'm not finna do it. Because it's so big. And I, not my, whichever way you want to do it, that's ultimately up to you. But yeah, I always try to stay with, I have a, what's the word I look for? I have a beautification type style. You know what I mean? That's just the way I roll. I have a glamour shot style of caricature. Right? Very glamour. So whoever I draw is gonna be they gotta be glamorous. You know. Ooh. Something like that. I don't know. Yeah, but when you practice, you just figure out what works for you, and then you go with it from there. How many people? Yeah. How many people? I don't know. Oh my goodness. I don't. I think I've drawn. I don't know. It's insane. Probably. I could just the pictures in my office. I mean, I had to get rid of some pictures. I had pictures of all kind of people. I was like, who is this person? Why do I have a picture of them? I might sometimes keep the celebrity ones, but yeah. All right, guys. So let me go ahead and get ready for my word of the day. All right, you guys, give me just a second, and I will be right back. Do. All right, all right. Let me see here. Let me make sure we got our. All right, we still here. Okay, we good. All right, I just wanted to make sure. All right, guys. So welcome back to the Rouser World Live Caricature Art Stream. So glad that you guys were able to make it out today. It was definitely, awesome to have you. Let me find this paper that I just had. Hold on. And we're going to be going into our word of the day. Our word of the day segment of the stream. If you guys are not familiar with that, it's just basically where I share a word from the scripture with you at the end of every stream. So, again, thank you for coming out. And today we're going to be talking about something that's kind of been just on my heart to kick around and see if you guys can feel me when I say this. So the other day, I was talking to my wife about our kids. Being, as parents, we want to sit down and we want to, actually be parents. So we have meetings, excuse me, about excuse me. We have meetings about, what direction we're taking as far as our parenting is concerned. And one of the things that I talked to her about, we were talking about like our sons and even our daughter about if we would allow them to do whatever they wanted to do, what kind of people they would be. I said to her, Ethan, which is my first boy, I said, man, if I were to let Ethan, because Ethan has he's naturally aggressive. He naturally wants to be defiant. He naturally wants to tell you no. He naturally wants to say, stuff like, shut up, be quiet, don't bother me. Or he'll want to, he'll naturally want to, when people come over, he'll be off over here and we have, and he might not want to interact. These are things that he naturally kind of did from when he was from a little. I seen these tendencies, right? And then I saw them in my daughter, right? And I told my wife, I was like, well, if we would have let them do, let him do whatever he wanted, he would naturally become this person, because the word again is natural, right? And natural or nature, right? So my wife said to me, she said, that's why they have parents for. He says, you don't have to teach a child how to not share, right? You don't have to teach a child how not to talk back. You don't have to teach a child how not to lie. You don't have to teach, or you don't have to teach them to lie. You don't have to teach them to steal. You don't have to teach them to do any of those things, because all of those things are natural. They come in our nature. And in the Bible, it's called a sin nature. We don't have to be taught how to be bad. We just naturally know how to do it. We don't have to be taught. So in order for us to not act in our nature, we have to learn how to think differently. So again, it comes natural to steal. Like for me, when I was younger, it came naturally for me to go in the store and put something in my pocket that didn't belong to me. I had to learn not to do that, right? When you take a bunch of kids in a kindergarten. One time, my little nephew, we were at a little park not a park, but a little play area in the mall. And I said, he walked up behind another little kid, and he balled up his fist, and he was about to blindside this child, somebody else's child, this was just going to hit him, right? And I grabbed his hand and I said, nephew, I said, what are you doing? And he says, Uncle Harry, I just want to hit him. I just want to hit him. And I said, you just can't go around hitting people. What's wrong with you? Right? I had to teach him in that moment, it's not right to just go around and hit people. I had to transform his mind. Now, why am I talking about this? I think sometimes because, you'll hear a lot of garbage on YouTube or on TikToks and all stuff about what's in our nature to do and why any type of discipline that goes against what we are naturally inclined to do is just something that's suppressing you and keeping you from being who you're supposed to be, right? That's the idea of it. And I'm here to tell you that is so far out left, because if everybody on earth did what was in their nature to do, right? Do you think there's lawlessness now? Think it would be complete lawlessness. Imagine just for a second, if you for let's say for 48 hours, right? I told you today you could go out and you can do whatever you want for 48 hours with absolutely no consequences. I don't care what you do. You could do whatever you want for 48 hours. You won't go to jail. Nobody will ask you about it. Nobody cares. What would you do? Let you think about that for a minute. Now, was everything you thought of good? I want you to go to the book of Romans with me. And we're going to talk about what the nature is, right? And then what or how we are to act, or the Bible instructs us not to act within our nature. So in the Bible, it defines our nature as a sin nature, meaning that we naturally think of bad stuff. We naturally want to do bad stuff. And a lot of the times, the only thing that keeps us in check is law. Like if, we have police officers, we have jails and stuff like that. And so for some people, that still isn't enough to keep them from going out and hurting other people. So we'll go to the book of Romans. We're going to go to Romans chapter 12, and then we're going to go to verse 2, 12 and 2. It says, so I'll just go with the verse before that too as well. So, dear brothers and sisters, I plead with you to give your bodies to God because of all that he has done for you. Let them be a living and holy sacrifice, the kind he will find acceptable. This is truly the way that we are to worship God. It's a mind state, first of all. In order for us to act outside of our nature, we must believe that it's bigger than we are. We must feel a purpose in our life. And because of that purpose, we sacrifice what we naturally want to do, and we do what's right. Now, this isn't easy. I don't know about, maybe it's easy for you, but for me, it's definitely not an easy thing. Being a father, being a brother, and not just being one, but being one according to how the Bible instructs me to treat my brother or treat my children or treat my wife or and stuff like that. It's kind of hard sometimes because inside I wanna act out, and I always tell my wife, I said the only thing that keeps me from like losing it around here is because I feel accountability to God for my actions. No human interaction, no human consequence is what's keeping me from acting out. You see, my whole life I was a very emotional person. So I did things based off, as soon as I felt my emotion, it was over with. That's what was going to happen. If my emotions said steal it, I steal it. If my emotion says take it, I was going to take it. If my emotion says go, I was going to go. If my emotions say shut down and don't listen to nobody, I'm going to sit there while you talking and go la 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 la. No matter how much sense you were talking, I'm not going to listen to it because I was emotional, and that came natural to me, and I used to think something was wrong with me because I was like this. I had been acting in my nature so long that I got really upset when somebody told me not to act within my nature. You know, I heard a guy one time say, well, it's for instance with a man, it's in his nature to want to sleep around with everybody. Right? Yeah, that is nature. That's a natural thing. I would imagine. I think so. Every man. I'm not gonna say every man. I don't know what every man thinks, but I'm gonna say the ones I talk to, and I've talked to a lot. We all have one thing in common, right? Our nature sometimes gets out of control, right? And we have to learn to tame it, and we have to learn that again through feeling purpose, and the purpose in God will make us see that, hey, am I acting in the best interest of these people that I'm doing this to? I'm ruining this person's life. I might bring a child into the world that doesn't have a father. You know, some of these men walking around with it's crazy. They got, 15 kids, 10 kids, and they think it's some type of, because I have money, that it's cool to have 15 kids and not be there for your kids. You can't be there for 15 people. You can hardly be there for 1 or 2 people, let alone 15, and give them the individualized attention that a child deserves to help them to learn. As a father, my job is to help my son to not act in his nature, because I don't want him to get killed when he go out in the street, because if he go out here and he talk to somebody the wrong way or do something wrong to somebody, I got to train him now not to do what comes natural. I want you to not be natural. I want you to feel purpose in your life. I want you to know how to survive in this world, and you can't survive by doing what's natural. Doing what's natural to get you sent to the cemetery. Now, it says in verse 2, don't copy the behaviors and custom of this world. A lot of the world is walking around doing what's natural. That's why we see what we see these days. People, half naked in the street. People, I saw Kingston, I think I was with Kingston somewhere in Pennsylvania. Well, all over the world, the amount of drug addiction, the amount of addictions, the amount of just straight up people not caring about nobody but themselves. That is natural. It's natural to get addicted to drugs. It's natural to get addicted to anything that's going to make you feel good. That's totally natural. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You just have not been taught how to act outside of your nature, or how to live or coexist with your nature. It's okay to think something, but it's not okay to do everything that you think about. So it says, don't copy the customs and behaviors of the world. It says, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. So what does that mean simply? The way you think is the way you think. This way. God transforms you by first telling you what your nature is. In other words, there's nothing wrong with you. God made you perfect. But the first sin of Adam and Eve fell upon every man. Everyone, everybody was born under this curse of the sin nature to do whatever it is that you want to do and that want no consequences for it. That is absolutely natural. If it makes your body feel good and you want to just do it because it makes you feel good, right? You want to do that. Whatever you want to identify with, you can do that because that is natural. But God wants to transform you by showing you how to be set aside from everybody else that's acting this way. So we have to transform ourselves by changing the way we think about things. As an art teacher, I find that it's in a lot of my students' nature to want a shortcut to be able to learn or better their art. How can I get better without actually practicing? Without having to do anything? What's the path of least resistance? And my job, and the reason that I feel like I've had some success with it, is that I transform the way you think about it. First, by showing you that art is not just about drawing. It's about teaching you how to think. It's like school. One of my professors in college told me, I used to think, why do I need to know all this math and science and all this stuff? And he was like, you'll probably never ever use these math problems again. You're right. You'll probably never have to go to social studies or understand anything about social studies, right? That's great too. But what school is really about, it's not about the subject. It's about teaching you how to act outside of your nature. It's teaching you how to transform your mind. It's teaching you how to problem solve. It's a way of thinking. So when you learn to draw, I often equate things that I teach in drawing to regular life things, so that when you get into that situation when you're drawing, you don't do it because you're drawing. You do it because this is just how you roll. This is just how you think. If I tell you, like, I have different sets, like today we were practicing the different eye shapes and stuff here. I learned how to do it one way. I'm always studying different ways because the scripture tells you never to put everything, all your investments in one bag. It's okay to change up your style and keep things fresh to when you draw. It's absolutely okay to do that. It also teaches us about like lines or words. So what you use when you draw somebody, however you depict them, is what you're truly saying about them. So if you're in caricature, which you can make a parody of somebody or whatever, right? But what you're saying, what you're drawing, is what you're saying about that person. I may give them things that resemble what I'm trying to get them to draw. So I'm transforming the way they think about what it is they're trying to do, so that my job is to give your brain a way to see it another way. And this is really all that scripture is. It is seeing life another way. Maybe you've gone through your whole life and you thought, I'm not worth anything, right? But you are worth something. And that's what this tells you. You do have a purpose. And that's what this tells you. You were created for something great. And that's what the Bible tells you. There are consequences for your actions. That's what the Bible tells you, right? That's all it's saying to you. And it seems like there's some real big fight. Everyone wants to go all the way back and show you how smart they are and use these big words when they're trying to look at the Bible. When they read it, they turn it into this spooky thing. This is the word of God. None of us are. In fact, here, watch this here. Let me show you something. It says here, because of the privilege and authority God has given me, I give each of you this warning. Don't think you are better than you really are. Be honest in your evaluation of yourself, measuring yourselves by the faith God has given us. So we shouldn't be going around thinking that we're better than somebody else because we've been reading. Maybe you're a pastor and you're hearing me talking. You're like, this guy right here, hasn't he heard this scripture and that scripture? This is wrong and that wrong. No. What I'm teaching, what I'm showing you is the spirit of the word. The spirit of the word is to act outside of one's nature so that we can fulfill a purpose. Our nature was brought upon ourselves by the first human sin. It wasn't anything that God said that he wanted to put on. It didn't have to go that way. It's just the way that it happened because of the first man decided this is what he wanted to do. And so now we deal with this person inside that don't want to act right. Even Paul said it, and they used him to write 2/3 of the New Testament. And he said, every time I feel like I want to go this way, my body's telling me to go this way. When I want to go up, I find myself going down. When I want to think good, something is pulling against me saying think bad. There's this force always pulling, and it says, so I'm not free to carry out the will of God in my life. It says that in there. It says this is a fight that every man has. And it's just basically who you listen to, the devil or the angel that's on the shoulder that they show you in the cartoons. That's really a symbolism for what happens to people. So if I'm saying anything today, it's saying again, let yourself be transformed into a new person by changing the way that you think. There's another way for you to live life. But you have to search. It's going to take work. It's going to take work. So many things I had to try to overcome. I had to overcome in my life. I mean, the list is long. For you guys that know, been here with me for a while, you know about my struggles with a lot of things. I've struggled with a lot of things. I mean, oh man, I can't even count how many things I've struggled with and how many things I continue to struggle with because it don't never go away. But you just learn how to live with this opposing force, this negative Nancy that's inside of your body, always trying to bring you down, always trying to keep you from doing the right thing. Well, by staying connected to the word of God, you have the word in you so that you can fight that when you get into those situations. So when you're about to do something, sometimes me and my wife will get into it about something and she'll say something real fly, then that other part of me, my mama come out of me, and I have to say in my mind, what the word of God says, how I'm supposed to respond, how I'm supposed to treat others. It's saying raise up a child in the way you'll have him go, right? Sometimes my son will be sitting right there and I'm in my mind, I'm ready to start cursing and everything else and acting a fool up in here. But I look down at my son and I say, okay, babe, we'll, I understand how you feel, because I know that I don't want to teach him how to be natural. I want him to see a father that has self-control, that's poised even when all hell's breaking loose. I want him to learn how to be that, because it's already in his nature to be a complete jerk if I let him. So I lead by example. So anyway, in here it says, then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. So again, once you learn how the Bible and what it says about your nature, and you learn how to be transformed by not doing things that come natural to you, not giving in to the nature, then you'll start to understand what God really is asking you for in the whole Bible. He's asking you to be something that's set aside for good work. And it's a lot of us that are not, you know, for all intents and purposes, we're not making ourselves usable. You know, we're using people, but we're not making ourselves of use. We're not operating on purpose. And this is why we find ourselves stressed out and overwork and all that kind of stuff. So I just want to encourage you to, you know, interact with the Word of God. Read it. Do it daily. Just like drawing, you got to practice. You got to practice daily. With this, you have to read it daily. And then you have to apply what you're learning. So you can't just, I could read an art book all I want to, but for hours, everybody sees me draw and they're like, oh, you were born doing that. No, it wasn't natural. It was not natural for me to draw. In fact, I had great difficulty learning to draw. But what I did do was I overcame my nature by understanding that you can't get something for nothing. Our nature is to get something for nothing, but that's not true. You can't have something for nothing. So I have to sit here for all day long and draw stuff and see what works and see what doesn't and see what I can do and what I can't do and, you know, all that kind of stuff, so that I can be transformed in the way that my drawings are coming out. Just like you can be transformed inside when you begin to activate by doing the actual work, sitting down, getting in those situations, saying no where you would have said yes to, saying yes where you would have said no to. That's really what it takes. But you'll have a more fuller life, you know, and you'll feel like you accomplished something. At the end of the day, I feel like, you know what, I've accomplished a great deal since I've given my life to Christ. And so I just want that for you. So that's the reason I share the word of the day with you. So, guys, that's our word of the day for today. I'm not going to talk you to death. Just, you know, if anybody here doesn't have that relationship with God today and they want that relationship, I'll be happy to pray with you and pray for you. Anything that you need prayer for, I'll be happy to pray for you, because that's what I'm supposed to do. Is it scary for me to get online and talk about God? Yep. Yeah, it is. It's inside of me. There's a part of me that's saying, don't you know, if you talk about God, that nobody's going to want to come to your channel. Nobody's going to listen to you. They're going to think you square. They're going to think you lame, right? They're going to say all kinds of stuff about you, you know, or you know, it's all that stuff is happening in my mind, and I have to overcome that every time I open this Bible on the stream. And I have to say to myself that I don't care about what people think about me, because the Bible tells me that fear of man is not a wise thing to have. Fear of what somebody's going to think about you is not a wise thing to have, because people think all kinds of things, because that's natural for people to just criticize people anyway. But is that part of me speaking inside? All the time. So, you know, that's our word of the day. I'm going to go ahead, guys, and we're going to end the stream. I want to pray for you real quick. So just thank you, God, for this time together with your children. We thank you for your presence being here. It says when two or more are gathered, and it's in your name that you are here. So, and we're receiving your word today. We're receiving that, and we understand that we are, you know, bound to this nature of this person that's in us. And it's very hard to fight this person. this other spirit that's alive within us, this sin spirit. It's very hard to get addicted to things and to lose our way. And so we just, pray that you give us the strength to be able to hear your word and hear what you want us to do in the midst of the struggle that's happening internally within us. I pray that strength, and I pray for your guidance, not just for me, but for everyone here, so that we can fulfill our purpose in you, and that we can be your real sons and daughters. In Jesus' name, amen. So, guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate you for coming out. And you guys have a blessed and awesome day. I'm sorry I kept you so long today. But I don't know. I just enjoy, you guys. Some of you guys have been here with me so long, man. And, man, I love you guys. So thank you, man. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the love you're showing me I'm talking about years. You guys have put up with me. Some of you guys have put up with me for years. And, and I just want to see the best for you. Whether you're here or, at the stream, or whether you don't attend that much, it doesn't matter to me about that. But what does matter to me is your quality of life, and that you feel purpose when you wake up in the morning, because that's a cold place to be, man, when you wake up and you just, you don't know why you're here or what you're supposed to be doing, and every day you're just kind of winging it and hoping you hit the lottery every day. It's I've been there, so I know. So, all right, guys. So y'all have a blessed and awesome day. Thank you so much again, Tammy. I appreciate your donation toward our new computer part. Again, guys, if you want to help us out with that, you can do so through the super chat or any one of my videos. They have like super stickers. You can help with that, and I thank you guys so much for those that did give today. All right, guys. You have a blessed and awesome day, and I will see you guys next time. Hey, thank you, Gaming with Jay and Corey. Appreciate it. Awesome, man. Thank you. God bless you. All right. Have a good one, guys.